Next team we got is Dubs. Blow me a breeze on my Woodhead. Drew Brees was the keeper, so I was wrong earlier when I said there was only one quarterback that was a keeper. It was not just Andrew Luck, it was also Drew Brees. Regarding that, though, once again, do you keep a quarterback? I mean, this is a year I guess we're going to find out, because we have had a lot over the years, and now we only dropped down to 2 with the one keeper choice. So is that going to hurt him? Probably. I'm going to be honest, it will. First overall pick he took was Brandon Marshall. You know, that's not a terrible pick for where he got. He's a pretty good player, and last year he had a heck of a resurgence there. And with him getting Fitzpatrick back, I really think that saves his value some. Your number 1 running back is DeMarco Murray. I don't know how excited you are about that, but probably not as excited as your number 2 running back is Arian Foster. Now here's the thing, Arian Foster is going to do well. He's a pass catcher, and in the Dolphins offense, they're going to run it a lot, they're going to pass it a lot, the short stuff. Tannehill doesn't ever throw it deep, so he's going to have a lot of catches and some solid yardage until about week 4 when he gets hurt. You can't stay healthy, and to put him as one of your starting running backs is quite the risk, especially if you're not going to back him up with like a J.J. or somebody of that nature. In fact, the rest of your roster just has Chris Ivory. That's your only other running back on the entire team, who's a backup for Jacksonville. Well, splitting carries in Jacksonville. It's going to hurt you. You got DeMarco Murray, who couldn't stay healthy last year. You got Arian Foster, who couldn't stay healthy the last 4 years. And then you got Chris Ivory, who's not even that, consistent of a running back. So that's going to really, really hurt you. But back to the wide receivers, you do have Brandon Marshall. I like where you got Randall Cobb. I think in the number 2 role with Jordan Nelson there, he's going to have another bounce back. I think he's going to be beneficial there. And I really like Vincent Jackson. He's that guy that nobody talks about. He's still going to have a really good year. So I think you're going to be beneficial there with him. And I also like Mike Wallace, who is going to Baltimore. Flacco loves to just throw it deep. And the guy that he lost is Torrey Smith, and that really hurt him. So Mike Wallace could easily just slide right back into that role. You also grab Marcus Mariota late. Not really late, but probably round 10 it looks like. With that, he could have a really good season, but you kept Drew Brees. So you're going to start Drew Brees every single week, except for if he gets hurt, which you're never expecting that. So why waste like a 10th round pick when you have no running backs on a quarterback that you're going to use 1 week? To me, that doesn't make sense. You should have kind of bolstered the offensive or the running back situation, because at the same time, the pick right after you was J.E., the guy you could have backed Arian Foster up with and made your team a lot stronger there. Tight end wise, you got Zach Ertz and Dwayne Allen. Zach Ertz is a guy that is doing pretty well on the running back situation, so I think you're going to be all right going forward with that. Dwayne Allen, if you need a backup tight end, by all means, he's not a bad one to have. So it's a solid choice to do. And then Terrell Pryor has actually been pretty impressive in Cleveland, but it's still Cleveland. And wide receiver wise, he's going to be no more than a bye week fill-in for you. As well as Ted Ginn. You got 2 deep threats with Wallace and Ted Ginn. I think Wallace is going to be the more consistent, with Ted Ginn dropping off this year. Let's be honest, he's never caught that many touchdown passes in his entire career, let alone 1 season. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to repeat. Overall, quarterback, keeper, and having no running back depth is really going to hurt this team. I don't expect them to make the playoffs this year. I'm going to give this team a C- on the grade. I think you're going to finish around 9 or 10 overall. I just think that when Arian Foster goes down, and he will go down, this team is going to be struggling to find somebody